There you go. We're not doing badly.
Hey.
You are the moderator, so I'll go on your cue.
Awesome. Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome. This is Dan hosting today Malcolm's webinar, and I've got Rolandus on the call with me as well. And we're just excited to have everybody come on. I know we've got quite a few people coming on now. I can see names coming on left and right. So welcome. We're just really grateful that you all are here. I think we've got some good things to talk about today. There's just two of us so far on the call to present. So I think you'll enjoy it. I am always so grateful and honored to have my friend Rolandos. I look forward to finally meeting him face to face in Orlando. That will be a great, I just can't tell you how much I look forward to that. And those of you that are coming from all over the world to Expo in 31 days, really look forward to seeing and meeting everybody. I had a big sign made. It's like 5 foot by 3 foot yellow sign with bright red letters that say GPG team. And that'll be on about a 10-foot flagpole at Expo. So where you see that sign is where all the GPG people will be sitting, and bring all your team, bring all your people. Let's all sit together. I've been to these events before, and I know that in previous times when you have 3,000 and 4,000 people trying to find some place to sit and figure out where everyone is at, it's really crazy to do that. So I'm thinking with 20,000, it's going to be crazier. So I thought, what the heck, let me get a big giant sign made so everyone can see where we are. It's actually a flag, but I don't think you'll miss it. I think it'll stand out pretty well. So kind of letting everybody get on. I see so many people saying hello. I mean, we've got Dubai, Dr. Maria, always grateful. It just goes, the list goes on to all the people coming on. I'm just flattered that somehow we got the word out. It was my first time doing the webinar and doing the stuff that Malcolm does, so I wasn't quite sure how to get everything. I've got one person saying they're not seeing anything. Can everybody see fine? I can see Rolando's. Can someone type in the chat books? Can they see people? Can they see Rolando's and myself?
Yeah, Dan, people are telling me they don't have a picture. It's a black screen.
I don't know why. Let's see.
No, we don't even have sound.
Wow.
I can hear you, see you, but people are telling me they cannot see or hear.
Let me see if I can figure out how this works.
Ne, ești message vedem asta YouTube. Ești un message.
I've got that set.
Are we open? Is the webinar open?
Yep, we should all be up and going. Let's see here.
Okay, everybody, there's a chat. Everybody's asking if the webinar started, but nobody can see or hear. There's a small problem. We're working out to fix it ASAP.
I can see everybody. Let me
go ahead.
If you'll stay on, let me log off and log back in and see if that fixes it. I don't know. It's crazy. So hang tight.
Okay, you're the moderator. Maybe if you do it, then go ahead. Waiting.
So I'm going to stop the broad. We'll see. What's weird is I've got everything here.
Okay, I have one person who can see and hear, but that's just one. I've got other people telling me they have black screens. Malcolm sent out a link a little while ago that was a bad link. I hope people are not using that. Okay, now I've got a black.
Am I back? Well, I don't know what that did. That's.
It says stop broadcast and it's going crazy. I have no idea what that just happened.
Okay, we back normal again?
Yeah, we're back normal again.
Wow. Well, this is
Let me see if I can get anybody else very quickly.
I do not know why. I can see everybody in chat, and it shows I'm broadcasting.
Instead of being live, it goes to YouTube to show it. Instead of logging into a webinar jam, it goes to YouTube and they show it from there for some reason.
Huh.
Okay, I've got another person that says they can see and hear us fine. All they need to do is press on YouTube and they can see and hear fine. Maybe you write it in the chat, Dan?
Yeah, let me enable chat again here. Let me figure out how to do that.
I think we've got, if you enable chat, we can see if people can hear us and see us, because I'm getting mixed messages now.
Okay, I just posted in there. So, where is this? Why does this not? There. Okay.
Okay, we're on.
Okay. Well, let's run with it. They'll see it, and I guess if it's streaming to YouTube, then it'll record to YouTube. So sorry for all the technical difficulties. It's new. I know that when Malcolm did, he had the same thing. So it's a little bit crazy and odd, but we'll figure it out. Thanks for bearing with us. We're just glad everybody's here. Today, I'm going to jump on two things really quick. Just because I want to respect your time. And I know Rolando's has a tremendous amount to talk about. But one of the things that I do that's really important for me, because not only do I do the Jeunesse business, but I also have another business I run full time that takes 60 or 70 hours a week of my time. And for me, time management is critical to my success. And so I follow something that's called the 5 choices to extraordinary productivity. And a lot of people get caught up in not managing their time. And so this is a great way to think about it. And there's a book called The 5 Choices to Extraordinary Productivity. And I'd really say get the book, find it on YouTube, read about it. But let me just kind of touch on a couple quick things. In today's world, there's an abundance of opportunity to accomplish extraordinary goals. But all too often, the demands of life, coupled with the barrage of information coming at us from so many sources, are overwhelming and distracting. I mean, we get it on our phones, we get it on the computers, we get email. Everywhere we go, we're just deluged with all of this information. And it's a tremendous distraction. So these distractions threaten our ability to think clearly and make good decisions every day. If we react to these stimuli without careful attention and discernment, we will fail to accomplish the things that matter most in our lives. And I think that most of us really want to advance this business and create that income that we hear so many people doing. And so these choices are the things that you do, and I love these things. So I'm going to give you 5 things. If you have a pencil, this is recorded so you can listen to it later. But there's, at each level, 1 through 5, there's a way that will take you to extraordinary productivity, and the other way will keep you buried alive. So first of all, act on the important. Don't react to the urgent. That's a really difficult thing to do when we're so overwhelmed with information. We tend to respond to those things that are the loudest or the most urgent things, but they're not necessarily the most important things. So approach each day with an important mindset, with an importance mindset, and eliminate those activities that distract you from achieving your most important goals. So in the Jeunesse business, you want to talk to at least 3 people a day. If you're really wanting to get to a diamond level or ruby level or even a sapphire elite or even a sapphire level, you really need to speak to 3 people a day about this business or get 3 contacts a day. So that should be an important goal that you shouldn't allow to get distracted by urgent things. The next step is go for the extraordinary. You know, set your goals high. If you set a goal to make $10,000 or 10,000 euros a month, and you miss your goal and you only get to 1,000 euros a month, that's still really good. If you set a low goal and say, well, I want to get to 1,000 euros a month, and you only hit 100 euros a month, there's a big difference. So set your goals really high and go for them. And don't settle for ordinary. Always know that you deserve the best. You deserve to be a diamond director in this company. You deserve it. Don't settle for just being where you're at. Always push yourself to go past that. Next, schedule the big rocks. Don't sort the gravel. In other words, only go for the things that are really important. Consistently plan activities around your most important goals, weekly and daily. This creates a pattern of focus and execution. So if you're focused on talking to 3 people and it's bedtime and you've only talked to 2, get up and get the 3rd person. Somehow you can do it. You can do it on Facebook even, for that matter. The 4th thing is rule your technology. Don't let it rule you. So many people are, every time their phone buzzes with a text message or an email or something like that, you're instantly responding. Even, and this is the one that drives me nuts, when I'm in a meeting with people, when I'm doing a presentation, or when I'm talking to someone about business, I put my phone on airplane mode. I put it so I'm not interrupted or distracted. I see too many meetings happen when people are in the middle of the meetings and they're looking and chatting and text messaging on their phones. That is so distracting to yourself and to the person that you're talking to. And it also shows that they're not as important as your phone. So always be aware of that. Build what I call the technology toolkit that works for you instead of against you by disrupting your life with all types of distractions. And the 5th thing is fuel your fire. You know, it's funny that I even think of this with Malcolm, but it's so true. Fuel your fire. Don't burn out. And what that means is constantly and consistently renew, so you'll have plenty of energy throughout each day to focus on important activities. And what I mean by that is, Paul and Kathy, for instance, Sundays is their day off. They take Sunday off, and there's nothing wrong with it. So don't allow yourself to push yourself 7 days a week where you never take any breaks or any relaxation time. Or even during your day, when it's lunchtime or dinner time, turn your phone off. Put your phone in another room. Turn your computer off. Take that time to eat, to enjoy family, to enjoy those things that recharge you and renew you. So that was kind of the first thing I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to dovetail that in because I know that Rolandos will take this and run with it. But it's something that I learned a long time ago in this business, and that is stories tell. Stories sell. I mean, people, when you talk to people, if you just give them a bunch of data and information, there's nothing there for them. But if you tell your story, even when doing like webinars like this, when you're talking from your heart and you're telling your story, people far more understand that and get that and relate to that than some program thing, a script that you're saying. So let me start off by saying there's a lot of people that have come into this business, and we all want to be sapphires, and myself included. I sponsored like 20 people to get myself to sapphire. And it was really hard. And I know a lot of people sponsor people and they get people to help people make executive just so they can get to Sapphire. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what happened for me was once I had Sapphire, I pretty much still had to start over. I had a few people that were building, but I had a lot of people that weren't. So I had to go out and find new people that wanted to build a business. So in a lot of ways, it was like starting over. So one of the great things is the company put out something called the Executive Launch, your first 48 hours. And we can email this out to you if you want. It's a great single sheet of paper to go through. But what I like about it is step number 1, goals. Understand your financial goals. And the questions that you want to answer and get answered with the person that you've sponsored now is, first of all, find out if they want to build a business. If they just want to consume the products, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you have someone that wants to build a business, whether it's to make an extra $500 a month or just to get their products for free, whatever their goal is, that's what you want to focus on. So the first questions you want to ask them is, how many hours a week do you have to work the Jeunesse business? You've got to set that expectation. If it's an hour, if it's 40 hours, if it's 10 hours, at least you both know what the expectation of time commitment to this business is. How much money do you want to make per week, per month, per year? You know, people need to think in those levels of goals of how much they want to make per day or per week, and how much they want to make per month, and how much they want to make per year, because it helps them set the goals of how many people they need to sponsor, how many people they need to help build. And then the next question is, what's your time frame to make these financial goals that you have? If someone comes to you and says, I want to get in this, I'm going to sign up, I need to make $10,000 a month, you say, great, and say, by next month. Chances are that's not going to happen. And you need to be honest and realistic with people as well. You need to have big goals and you need to push hard. But the likelihood that someone can generate $10,000 a month in less than 2 months is pretty slim. And then the other question I like is, what is your ultimate lifestyle goal? What, at the end of the day, what do you want to do? Do you want to be free? I know that Dr. Maria is on this call, and one of the things I really like about her, she talked about this, was to build this business so that she can give her gift of medicine to people for free. There's a lot of chiropractors I have in my business. That's their goal. They want to be in a position when patients come in their practice, they don't have to charge them if they can't afford it. So the next thing is your contact list, and who are you going to send videos to? And I love this. First of all, set with your person. Have them make up their list of people. They're what I call the best list, and it's their name, what they do, their phone number, and any notes to that. These are the people that you're going to reach out to and share the business with together. The other thing that you also want to do is step number 3, presentation. You want to hold private business reception in your home. I call it the launch party. Some other people call it that. Get your friends and neighbors to come over. Get your sponsor to come over. Let them do the meeting. Let them do the talking so that you watch and learn. And then set a date when you're going to have a launch party. Don't just say, I'm going to do it in the near future. Say, in 2 weeks. And that way you can begin to promote upward. You can call your friends and say, hey, I've got something really amazing to show you. I'm having a bunch of people at my house because I just want to show everybody one time so they can all be shocked and surprised. What time will you be here? You know, always set people in a position where they need to make a commitment to come, but don't tell them too much. If you tell them, someone told me this the other day and I couldn't believe it, they're not getting people to respond to their calls and stuff because they're calling them or messaging them saying, hey, I've got a business opportunity to tell you about. Most people are going to step back and say, I'm not interested. They're not going to tell you, they just don't take your calls. But if you reach out to people and say, I've got something really important I need to talk to you about, what's a good time we can talk? Most people are going to come back and say, what's it about? What do you want to talk about? Say, I can't talk about it right now. I'm really busy, but what's a good time we can talk? Always set those invitations that way. And then the next thing is register and attend events. The next event, and if you go into your back office and go under members only, and then under events, there's a calendar that shows you the events that are going on. I know there's a lot of events going on in Europe right now. Take advantage of it. Call people, get them there. And then the last thing that you do is repeat and teach these steps. So your focus should be creating executives. And the person that I've seen do this extremely well and has mastered it so well is my good friend Rolandos, who is probably one of the most skilled teachers in this business because he's become a student of the business. So with that, I'm going to give it to you, Rolandos.
Thank you, Dan. Your words honor me as always, but I have to say, I remember back when I was in Montreal when Paula Pritchard was looking for somebody to hold a webinar and step in her shoes. And nobody had the bleed to actually step in and do it. I was boarding a plane, and the first person that came to my mind, and I actually said it on the call, was Dan Parks. He's got so much to say, and your knowledge is just beyond this world. I have two filters by which, through which I run this business, and one is integrity, and the other one is honor. And what I would like to say is, again, a big thank you to Malcolm for building this platform and holding this call on Sunday nights to give us a chance to meet with our people and educate our people and learn from each other and to build our businesses. So let's start with something very, very important. I'm going to talk about different parts of the business tonight. It may look a little choppy, but take notes, because at one point or another, you're going to run through this. I was watching a seminar online the other day by Professor Dr. Robert Lustig, and he said, our body is a machine that is equipped to heal any illness, providing that it receives the proper nutrition and that which allows it to build the proper structures through which to fight any illness. Our body is a perfect machine that can fight any illness, providing that it receives proper nutrition so it can build the structures to fight the illnesses. And everything filters back down to nutrition. And the products, especially the nutrition products made by Jeunesse, are perfectly positioned to actually offer all the nutrients the human body needs, including the weapons of antioxidation and anti-inflammation and proper sleep, etc., in order to allow our bodies to fight any illness by themselves. I am not replacing contemporary medicine by all means, nor am I even qualified to do so. All I'm saying, if you ask the doctor, can I replace my medication with supplements? They'll say, no, are you crazy? But if you ask your doctor, would it be okay if I help myself through proper nutrition? Will I improve the chances of your process and your medication work better? And the answer will be a profound yes. Any doctor, we say doctors are against conventional or alternative medicine and nutrition to fight illnesses. Wrong. Ask the proper questions and you will always get the right answers. You do not want to go and tell somebody who studied for 20 years, oh, I want to replace you with a bottle of PM. Is that okay? The answer is no. But if you tell that doctor that you want to help the process, they will understand better. So that's part number one. Jeunesse makes extraordinary products, positioned in most parts of the world, positioned in virgin markets. End of story. All you have to do is tell people that they work. And how do we do that? Write down a list of your own problems and then try the products that Jeunesse recommends for those problems and see what happens to you. Most of them will work. Some of them maybe not so well. So choose the ones that work on you and speak about those products. You want magic? Here is magic. When you create a personal story and you tell people, this worked for me, then the people that identify with that problem, when you're solving a problem, those people will not have to be sold on anything because you are solving a problem. So end of story. Again, I will use that word a lot tonight, end of story, because it is so simple to build an executive. And I'm going back to what you said, Dan, how to build executives. And most people would actually expect of me to give them a magic formula. Here's how you build executives. When you solve a problem for two people, they will buy the products. And as soon as you sign one of those people on your right and the other person on your left, then you are an executive. And as Paula Pritchard says, back an executive with an executive with an executive. So as soon as you build your personal executive, and they have a person on the right and a person on the left, go and work. How do you help your personal, who just became an executive? Work with their first line and help those two new people become executives. And how do you help that second line? Work with their personals to become executives. And when you do that, something magic happens. And I think this next word I'm going to talk about must be the absolute most misunderstood and badly coached word in all of network marketing. And I laugh when I say it, but everybody says duplicate, duplication, duplication. Okay, what do you want me to duplicate? I don't know, build executives. Okay, how do I do that? And that's when everybody freezes. We need to filter it down to the absolute skills necessary to achieve the goals. So if what we want is to have people on auto ship, then there is a skill to be taught. Put most of our signups on auto ship. If what we want is to build executives, there is a skill to be taught and applied that would build executives. So with duplication, the magic word, yeah, sure, we want to duplicate the result, but that's exactly what it is, the result. How do I get there? The first thing we have to learn to duplicate is create a dynamic list. I separate the posers from the amateurs and the professionals by this one skill, the list. The poser network marketer will talk, will listen when you talk and build a mental list of 5 or 6 people in their mind when they sign up. And if they talk to those people and they fail, they quit. The amateur will actually create a written list. And that list may be 50, 70, 100 people long. And they'll start to talk to those. As the number diminishes and they get to the 40 and the 30 and the 20, the sweat starts coming on and the stress starts coming on. And oh my God, I'm running out of people and I only have 6 signups. And what do I do? And hopefully our job is to teach the posers to go to amateur and then the amateurs to go to professionals. So the first skill we need to teach to duplicate is creating a dynamic list. And here's what the professionals, the $1 million earners do in this business. They create a list of everyone they know. They leave no one out. And then they go to the second degree of separation. What is that? They actually go to the people that their list knows, and they create another list. Most of the time, we know most of those people as well, and we can actually speak to them. So the third thing the professionals do is they learn that everything they say is marketing. Everywhere they go, and we've said these in the calls over and over again, everybody you talk to is a potential prospect. And I'm not saying go and pitch. Oh, let me talk to you about my business. See this drink? It's an amazing drink and it can make you $10,000 a month. I heard this, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello? Okay. Who do we have?
I think so, Adrian.
That's Candace.
Let me just...
Sorry, Candace just joined, so.
She needs to go and mute if she can. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Dan, I can hear Candace in the call.
Yep. Candace, if you can mute out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
Can you mute out, Candace? Thank you.
I can't.
No.
Um,
Okay.
okay, hang on a sec. Sorry. It's on mute.
It's okay, I'll continue from here. So the third thing the professionals do, they understand and they learn that everything they say is marketing and everybody's a potential prospect. So at the cinema, when you're buying a ticket, you can say, wow, what an exciting job. I bet you get to see all these movies for free. And most of the time, the kids there will say, no, we get a 20% discount. And I'll say, are you married to this job, or are you really connected to this job, or are you open-minded? And every single time I'll hear I'm open-minded, and that's when I'll say the magic word. You know, I actually have the 14-minute presentation on DVD, and I'll say, here, and I'll hand them the DVD with my card on it, and I'll say, when you watch this, I'd like it back. And I give my details. Contact me on Facebook, and I'd like it back when you're done watching it. I just made a contact, and I actually created an exposure through going to the movies. Some people might say, I'm not comfortable with doing that. Okay, just try it. If it doesn't work for you, we can teach 100 different skills or 100 different ways to contact people and create a list. But what I wanted to say, duplication, the first thing we have to duplicate is the skill of building a list. And the best way to duplicate is A, do it first with people watching you, teach it, and then keep showing the way. Duplication actually happens when our signups and their signups and their signups actually watch us perform the skills that we try to teach them. If we limit this to the classroom, to the meeting, nothing happens. And eventually, what will happen if our people that we teach don't see us actually doing it, they will start to not believe us. So the second skill we need to learn to duplicate is the invitation, which I just spoke about. But the invitation can be something like, somebody has wrinkles, but I see they have really nice makeup on, and you can tell they have really nicely colored hair if it's a lady, and you can say, wow, you have incredible hair. Your hairdresser is amazing. And we carry a conversation on that, and somewhere along the line, you must be, I will ask, for example, can I ask you an indiscreet question, but I don't want you to misunderstand me. They say, sure. Now, I'll say, your hair really makes you look young. Have you done anything about those little fine lines to get rid of them? If there was a way, would you actually do it? The answer is, sure. Oh, I hear a story in the way you said sure. You must have tried before to get rid of them, right? Of course, I spend so much money on cosmetics and Botox and this and that and the other. And that's when I'll say, I got a good story for you. But I'm not gonna, and instead of telling you, I'm gonna show you. And I'll show them the 1.5-minute video of Instantly Ageless. Case closed. I just made another exposure. And this technique is called foot in the door. You know when somebody opens the door and you put your foot in it, the door won't close again. If you can create a relationship with a sample of the Instantly Ageless, or even get them to buy the Instantly Ageless, the next thing you can do is answer what else you got. Or you can call and say, you know, you're using Instantly Ageless. You won't believe the products that Jeunesse has for your skin. And then you can create a presentation just on the skincare and take it step by step. Most people think that massive success is simultaneous. Absolutely not. It is actually a domino effect. One little piece at a time. When you do that, you get the people that will come into the business and they'll buy everything all at once, or you get the semi-skilled networker who will come over with a team of 30 or 50 people, or even hit the big whale that will bring over thousands of people somewhere down the line. But everything happens one little domino at a time. You can put 5 million dominoes in line. If you try to knock all of them down at once, it's a massive task. If you push the first one, each one of them will knock over the next one. Think of a little match. The trees, the forest said, I'm a forest, I've got thousands and thousands of trees. You little piece of splinter, you can match up against me, and the match says, yeah, but I can create a spark, and I can light a little fire. And the little fire will burn one tree, and the first tree will burn the second tree, and I can really cause you a lot of damage. I didn't want to talk with a negative example, but it's a really good one, because with small actions every day of duplication, we can actually create a massive business. And the third skill, first one, remember, is creating a dynamic list that grows every day through the people we meet, even on Facebook or anywhere else. And there are so many tools we can teach, online, offline, every line. Invitation from that list. And the third one is presentation. And most people think, oh, I got to learn all these products, and there are 51 ingredients or 40 ingredients in PM, and I got to learn every one of them, and I got to tell people because I have to teach them everything there is to know about each product. Write this down. Get out of information hell. People's brains are programmed to make decisions based on zero information. Let's use a small example we've used on these training programs before. Put yourself in a club. You're very nicely dressed, nice hair, for men, clean shaved, nice hair, whatever. And you see somebody you like. Do you really think, let me go and ask and tell them all the information about me? I am 6'2". I have exactly 65,400,322 hairs on my head. My beard is actually not black, but I dye it. I weigh 72 kilos and I'm a very healthy male. Do you really give all that information to somebody you like in a club? Or does everything happen on the blink of an eye? That is exactly how people decide to buy. On the blink of an eye. The information to do business with you or with us is made in the first 17 seconds of meeting us. Our posture, open shoulders, open body, hands out when you see somebody. Who do you go like this to? Children or somebody you love, but you can do it discreetly when you see them, as if you're saying, oh, there you are. But it's exactly the same thing, the same feeling people get. So as soon as people see you, the presentation should never be more than 15 minutes. And if you ask the right questions and you listen for a problem they may have, and I'm going to give you the question just now, they'll tell you exactly how to solve them. For example, if they know you're going for a presentation, you can say, you can introduce yourselves, tell them you're there to show them the company that reversed aging in human cells, or owns technology that reversed aging in human cells. And then you can ask, if you could solve 2 of the problems that you have in your life today, whether they be financial or health or any problems that you may have, what would they be? And they might say, oh, I want my son to get a job. Okay, I think there's a potential lead. But what I would actually say, that's great, and you're a great parent, but personally, if you could solve 1 or 2 of your problems, what would they be? And you might hear, oh, I've got arthritis and I'd like to get rid of the pain so I can play softball again. There is the introduction for your presentation. Jeunesse is not only the owner of technology that reversed aging in human cells, but they have a product that can actually take all the inflammation out of the human body. It's called Reserve, and it does so many other things. And if you're a softball player, it's going to give you unlimited amounts of energy, even though you're 55 or 60 years old. You'll be playing like a 20-year-old. This is the picture, and Paula Pritchard said this the other day about on the Sapphire Call Dam, speak with pictures. What I'm telling to this person, in this example, is imagine yourself on the softball field, swinging the bat, feeling no pain, and actually acting and playing like you did when you were 30 or 25 years old. So the presentation, rule number 1, get out of information hell. 2, ask the right question or questions and listen to the answers. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen to the answer, because most times your prospects will tell you exactly how to sell them. If they say, well, I'd like $500 more per month because I'm having trouble paying my mortgage, people are actually forward, especially when they speak about themselves and their problems, they'll tell you. And if somebody talks about money right away, there's your intro to speak about the business. If I could show you a business that owns proprietary technology that reversed aging in human cells, and the products sell like crazy, and the market is still virgin, would you try it risk-free for a month? What do you mean risk-free? I still have to buy, don't I? Yes, you would have to actually buy the products to use them, but after a month, if you don't like the products or if you don't like the business, Jeunesse Global will actually refund all your money, no questions asked. So you have an opportunity to try a business risk-free, with unlimited free training, with amazing products that everybody wants in a virgin market. The 5th variable is you. If you want to do it, if you have the time to do it, and if you're willing to learn how to do it, then we are your company. So I would actually, this is just an example, and we can use thousands through experiences from different people. But I think we all get the point. Another thing that most people are having trouble with is autoship. And we all know in Jeunesse, 2 things, well, 3 things. I can speak about 2 of them. One is autoship and the other one is executive. Autoship is very simple. Once somebody is buying, you explain to them, you are in a business as a distributor. As a distributor, you need to have some products to sell. Jeunesse actually doesn't even go that far. They tell you you have to buy one product, one little tiny product every month of 60, a value of 60 CV. You can resell it or you can use it yourself. And then you have the right to participate in many of the commission programs that Jeunesse offers. Just that one product. Second of all, well, yeah, but which product? If you could solve a problem, or actually you told me about your arthritis, it sounds like the product that should not be missing from your home is the Reserve, because that's the one that's going to keep the arthritis pain away. So you completely take it away, again, from a yes or no. Would you like autoship? No, I'll order when I want. Of course, that's what they'll say, because the defense mechanism of salesman, sales alarm, wallet in pocket goes on again, because not only I'm buying now, oh, these people want me to buy every month. So you automatically, if you use the wrong words, you will enter into a selling buying situation. Whereas with the autoship, again, you explain why they need to have the autoship financially, and then you tell them if they're solving a personal problem, that is the product that they need to use. If somebody has trouble sleeping, the product that should not be missing from the home is AM PM. And I say AM PM because PM is only 30 points, of course. And there you have it. So autoship, if you try this one thing of asking, which product do you love the most, or which product do you think would help you the most? End of story. They will actually buy and they will go on autoship, and then it's up to you to do the proper follow-ups, the proper training, the proper information exchange with people who are just clients so they can stay on autoship, informing them on new products. Most of us, we will go on appointments, sign people up, and then we'll never see them again, or we won't see them for 3-4 months. No. If you've got clients, 20, 30, 40 clients, See them once a month. Go for 10 minutes. Go for coffee. If they're in your area. If they're not, use Skype. But stay in touch. This is how you keep your points coming on board. And if you've got these 10, 12, 15 clients, and you're duplicating autoship, and you're duplicating the follow-up, we actually rolled over into the next duplication. You want to duplicate follow-up. How do you duplicate follow-up? Show it. Do actual follow-ups with your clients or with people that signed up others, and go with them to do their follow-ups. Because when they teach their new sign-ups, they will be teaching them exactly what they saw and heard and did. If you don't do it first, there's no duplication. You know, the duplication training we do is like 50 hours, so I'm going to try to do this in 20 minutes. Forgive me if I'm speaking fast. Forgive me if I'm summarizing things. Dan, I know there's a third speaker. I don't want to be a hog with time, and I know she's brilliant. She had a whole bunch of signups, like 17 signups in 2 weeks, I heard. So you're the moderator. I can always come back on, but I'm really anxious to hear Candice, to be honest with you. She's got a lot to say, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, as always, Rolando. You're awesome to listen to. I made it, you know, kind of like Malcolm. I'm learning from Malcolm, too. I made a couple notes. Something that I learned in this business that when I used to hear it, I'd roll my eyes and say, oh, that doesn't happen. But you said duplication is so true, but the reality is your people that you sponsor will do exactly what you do. If your people sign up with a basic package, they will go out and sign up everybody with a basic package. If your people go out and sign up people with no auto ship, they will go sign up everybody without auto ship. So it's amazing when you realize this. Another thing that you said, and this comes back to Oliver and what he used to do, you know, at the mall of getting leads. I call it FAM-BAM, F-A-M-B-A-M, and that is from a meeting, book a meeting. So that means every time you talk to someone in follow-up or prospecting, you always book the next time you're going to talk or the next meeting you're going to have. Another thing that you said, too, I wanted to touch on was most people that have a problem with this in terms of cost, it's because what we're doing is we're showing them how to spend money and we're not showing them how to make money. If people can correlate the fact that they'll make money, the spending of the money all of a sudden goes away, that objection. And then the last thing she said, too, that I learned, this was a hard lesson I learned, and I want to hear from Candice myself. You're talking about, you know, kind of getting people to make a decision. And what I found, I had a lady that I went after for 3 solid weeks. I met with her every other day, and I kept telling her more stuff, trying to get her to get signed up. And finally, one day, after 3 weeks, I got frustrated, and I said, Judith, get your credit card, get over here, and let's get you signed up. And she turned, she went, oh, okay. And she sat right down, we signed her up. So sometimes people need to be told because most people are sheep and fewer wolves. So many times it's better to tell people you need to be on auto ship and just leave it at that. So with that, I'm going to come back to Candice now because I'm actually, when Oliver recommends someone to talk, I want to hear, and I want to hear what they have to say. So I'm hoping, let's see if we can get her unmuted. Let's see, Candice, are you muted? You are muted, I think. Let's see, hang on. Why can't, down in your screen somewhere, you should see a little microphone with an X in it. See if you can, there we go, we got you, you're on.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can you hear
Can
us?
you guys? Hi,
Awesome.
hello.
So, welcome, I've never met you before, I'm looking forward to it. Are you coming to Expo?
I am. I'm very excited.
Awesome. So, I'll ask, kind of make it, we'll make it interactive for first, and I want to hear your story. So Oliver said that, have you done network marketing before?
No, never.
Before. So he said, he sent me a message, said you sponsored 17 people in 2 weeks.
I did.
Wow.
Kind of a blur to me, but yes, I did.
So kind of tell your story, your background, and talk about, you know, you listen to Rolando's quite a bit. Talk about some of the things that you think of. There's a lot of people that are getting started, and they hear your story of sponsoring that many people. And there's a lot of people out there struggling to sponsor 1 or 2 or 3. So when we see that you sponsor that kind of number of people, everybody kind of wants to know your story and know your mindset. So with that, we'll let you just go.
Thank you very much, Dan and Rolandos. I'm so sorry that I made a late entrance. I actually couldn't get on, and luckily the great team that we had, they supported me and got me on. So I'm really, really grateful. Thanks, Adrian. You're a star. My name is Candice, and I live in South Africa. And Oliver asked me to just share a little bit of my story. I mean, I've only been doing jeunesse for a really short time. I started up in April of this year, and what I actually did was I saw a friend of mine had a post on Facebook, and I actually contacted her and I said to her, you know, you need to tell me about this product. I need to know about it. And a few other people had mentioned it to me, but the fact that I knew that she was doing it, I wanted to know more. And I felt when she contacted me, you know, the info that she had given me, and the excitement that she showed, I was hooked on just what she had told me. So it was 3 days, and I was signed up, and I couldn't wait to get my product, and I couldn't wait to feel the enthusiasm that she did for jeunesse. I was on such a high to hear her, you know. So she sent me some samples, and I age list my husband, and I age list myself 15 times, and couldn't wait to get my product. So this is where I just also want to mention to anybody that, you know, that's just starting up, I really feel that you do buy the person. If it had been somebody else, I probably wouldn't have signed up. But the fact that it was her, and we had a friendship already, there was a relationship, there was a trust. So even if somebody doesn't sign up immediately, work on your relationship with that person, because you need that. You need that. You're going to be working with that person every day. Phoning them, so the relationship is a big thing, and she's a dynamic lady, and I knew that she would be the right person to go the long route with me. So when I got my product, I was really excited, and at this stage of the game, I knew nothing. I was such a rookie. I didn't know where to start, and she had fed me the right info and all the tools, but still, I think this is where self-doubt sort of kicked in, and I was like, I can't do this, but I could. And then what I did was I took, for starters, just everybody that was on my WhatsApp, and those are people that I speak to every single day, be it school mommies, school daddies, swimming mommies, you know, anybody on my WhatsApp. So those are people I chat to on a daily basis. The trust is there, the relationship is already there. They were my warm leads. I contacted them. And those that were interested, I sent them a quick photo or two, a little bit of info, and those that, you know, those that replied straight away, I got on them and I signed up a few people. At this stage, I still didn't know much, but I was on a high. I was on a buzz. You know, I had felt such self-confidence, you know, building in myself. I can do this, you know, wow, I'm awesome. So it felt just like a great accomplishment for me. And I remember saying to my upline, you know, my sponsor one day, I think I am addicted. And she said to me, oh, don't worry, I'm addicted too. So the next step for me, the big thing was getting on the 9 a.m. calls that we do with Oliver every morning, was a really big thing. I stuck to those as much as I could, especially when we did our 30-day challenge. I was up early in the morning, dressed faster, got to work sooner, on that call, and that was like soul food for me that I needed every day. to give me the confidence to make the calls that I needed to make for the day. So, and then another thing for me was the university that we had in Johannesburg a little while ago. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I can't imagine what Expo is going to be like, because the university was mind-blowing. I remember sitting there, and one of the speakers, I can't remember which speaker, said, you need to make a commitment to jeunesse. And without giving a second thought, I had my hand in the air, and I turned around, and there wasn't one person in that room that didn't have their hand up in the air. And it was just incredible. So the university really was awesome. And I realized after the university, I need to start making a list. So it took me a while to get to the point where I realized I needed a proper list. And that's when I sat down and I did my 200. Oliver said 200 people, and I did my 200 on the list, my hot, warm leads, my on the line, and my cold leads. And what I do on a daily basis is I contact, realistically, I wanted to contact 10, and we all got other jobs, and we're busy mommies and parents, and so realistically for me, I find 5 a day that I commit myself to wholeheartedly. I do follow-ups, and if I see by 3 o'clock in the afternoon I've done everything I need to do, I go back and I maybe contact 1 or 2 that I need to, or I follow up and I help my team. So you have to make it work for you. Remember, this is your business. It's flexible, and you need to fit it in where you can. So at all times, I sort of have 8 to 10 people that I'm working on, and I like to close. I like to close a deal. So if you're busy with 8 to 10 people, I like to close on 2 or 3, soon. And it's like having a stove on with a pot on each plate, and I need to take one pot off. I can't just leave it there boiling and it's going to eventually burn. So what I say to my team is, contact those 20 people if you have to. To me, I find that's a little bit too much for me to handle all at once. I do 5 or 10, and I have 8 or 10 in the pipeline all the time. Contact those 30 people, but don't let a pot burn, meaning don't you do all the groundwork and you disappear for 3 weeks because you're so busy contacting your next prospect that you forget about the pot that's on the stove. And somebody else comes along and says, hey, I'm doing this. Would you like to join? And you've lost that person. You can't get them back. So I like to close a deal. What I normally do is I'm a big fan of one-on-ones. I think that's where I feel I'm in my comfort zone. I don't mind doing ladies' parties, but at the start of a ladies' party, I'll often say, ladies, hi, I'm here to tell you about the product, and I'm going to do a quick demo. I'm not selling anything to you today. So I take that pressure off the table when I'm doing a demo for 5 or 10 ladies, because I find that ladies are tense or stressed out. They're there to be relaxing, and you now want to sell something to them. So I take it off the table. Ladies, I'm not selling anything to you today. Sit back, relax, listen to me for 5 minutes. Here's a demo, and I let the product speak for itself. And I take their name and numbers, and I will send them their photos in the week, and then a little bit more info, and then I take it from there. Recommend what I think you need or whatever. But for that moment, I take the pressure off the table. Nobody wants to feel pressured there. And then another thing that I also wanted to just say, going back to closing and taking parts off, follow up. You have to follow up. You have to follow up. You have to follow up. Don't let somebody else take your prospect. So another thing in conclusion, I just wanted to say that I don't have any superpowers. I wish I did. I signed up 7 people, and I did work hard. It kind of feels a little bit of a blur to me. What I normally do is when I send people info, I send them a short WhatsApp also saying what I will need from them to close the deal. I know, Dan, you said just now that you said to the lady that she must come over with her credit card and you were going to sign her up. So I sort of send them a few photos of product info, a few before and after pics, and I say there, this is what I will need from you if you sign up. So mentally, they can prepare to sign up because that's what I want to do. I want to close the deal. I want to take that pot off the stove. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit pushy, but that's the way I do it. And then, yes, I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be on this panel tonight. I'm really honored, and I love listening to you guys on a Sunday night. And I'm so excited about Expo and going to Orlando, and I just want to, Jeunesse has changed my life, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. Guys, commit to Jeunesse and just keep going. And I just want to thank everybody for the support. And yes, thank you for having me on the panel. I appreciate it. That's me done. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome. And we can clearly see why all and the excitement, all those things. Expo, we're really hoping Vegas this past year in March of this year, and it's 4 times better than the Inchly Aegis product. Candace?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I couldn't hear you. Sorry, Dan.
Dan, you're breaking up like badly. We can barely hear anything.
Thanks, Rolando.
I don't know why. At any rate, hang on just a sec. No? At any rate, well, let's appreciate everybody getting on tonight. Candace, amazing. And follows your excitement and enthusiasm. Clearly can pays off to all of his team. That is just phenomenal. So look forward to it. So with that, I guess we'll call it a good night. And Candace, I can hardly wait to meet you in Orlando. We're still working on those details, but hopefully that'll all work out. Before you go to bed tonight, get out your list, write down the things you want to get done tomorrow. Tonight, and thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Great job.